Hey y'all, welcome to my first ever YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, YouTube video, everything.
Something. I want this to be a place where you feel loved, encouraged, uplifted, whatever you're going through. If you need a friend, that you find a friend in me. And if you just want to hang out and get to know us a little bit better, you can do that too. And Adam is joining me for my very first video.
Woo!
And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Don't know already, we met on Bachelor in Paradise season 4.
As it's been almost four years.
Seems like yesterday and a lifetime ago, all at the same time.
In 2017, when we first got off the show, that's when our lives really started. And one thing led to another, and we got engaged almost 2 years later.
Was not planning to be a fiance for this long.
Changed our date 4 times. We planned it once, but
well,
changed the date 4 times. Actually, we're gonna get into that. We've had an amazing wedding planner help us right from the get-go. Whitney Bailey with Engaged Events has been
our angel.
She has been the pioneer. She has been the pilot behind the airplane that is going to land into a wonderful marriage. So
that's a great analogy. We were gonna get married May 30th of 2020. A few months, as everybody knows, COVID hit. We were very optimistic. We looked to July, that didn't happen. We looked to December, January, those didn't happen. So now we are here hoping to get married very soon, but it looks completely different than what we first originally had. The first thing that looks different is our location. We were originally supposed to get married
at a temple here, Temple Emmanuel.
It was beautiful. For those that don't know, Adam and I are interfaith. He is Jewish and I'm Christian. This temple was the perfect place because we could celebrate our interfaith wedding there. I envisioned myself walking down the aisle there, cocktail hour, the reception.
And COVID hit.
So at this point, during our replanning process, Temple Emmanuel was not open and had no foreseeable booking date. Of course, no one knew what was gonna happen.
Again, Whitney being the pilot that she is and navigating us in a great way, we tried to weigh out all the options that we could. But there was one venue in particular that really kind of called our name, and I asked Whitney, I said, hey, maybe we should check this one out.
Wait, instead of telling you about it, roll the tape. I'm most excited about the bridal suite.
But we can't forget about the groom suite because that's just as important as the bride suite.
But it's all about me, let's be honest. So a wedding has so many details, even the smallest details matter. So the Alana hasn't skipped out on anything. They even thought about your getaway car.
There are so many rooms and options here at the Alana that the room that I'm in right now is the library room. The detail in here is impeccable.
Okay, we just had to show you the video because words really don't do it justice. But one thing that we loved about the Alana is that we had the option to have the wedding outside for people to social distance. And at this point, we know we're not gonna have the original guest count. So that's the second thing that we had to change is our guest count. And I believe we sent out 400 invitations. And of course, that was not gonna happen due to COVID. We cut the guest list all the way down.
Not even in half, not even in a quarter. We're talking like a 64th. We've cut it.
No, even more
less.
than that. So we are down to 20 people in total. It was kind of a trickle-down effect by cutting the guest count. We had to pay for less food, less of a cake, less rentals. It just trickled down to where we saved so much money. Another thing about the food, we were gonna have buffet stations. The reason why we were gonna do this is because I'm from Arkansas and love good Southern home cooking, and Adam's from LA, and we have totally different taste and taste buds. So we wanted to give our guests a little bit of everything with the buffet. But of course, we couldn't have a buffet style dinner. So instead of the buffet, we're doing a plated dinner. One of the reasons in doing that is for the social distancing. So cutting the guest count, cutting the food down, it was less expensive to do a plated meal for everyone instead of large portions of the buffet style food.
In this case, since it was so small.
So one thing that we ran into that a lot of COVID brides have also run into is we had already put our deposit on a lot of our vendors almost 2 years ago. So what's been really nice is we've had a lot of vendors work with us and make sure that we're getting our money's worth, because since we already put the deposit down and we cut our guest count, we kind of had credit left over. So whether it be an extra appetizer here or extra lighting here, our vendors have really pulled through. Especially a big shout out to our florist who gave us an amazing credit and is just doing so much for us to make it so beautiful, especially with it being such a small guest count and such a huge place. She's doing all she can to reuse flowers in certain areas to make every picture picturesque. So thank you, Taylor. We so appreciate you and all of our vendors who were willing to work with us. Another thing we changed because we were cutting our wedding down to strictly just our family is we had to cut our groomsmen and bridesmaids.
Our wedding party got cut.
This was something really hard for me. I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but considering the time and everything going on with COVID and just making sure everyone is safe, happy, and healthy, we had to cut our groomsmen and bridesmaids down to 2. Every groomsman and every bridesmaids that we told totally understood. With traveling and just living from California to all the way on the East Coast, it was, they were totally understanding, and that was really a blessing to us too, because we didn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
All right, one of the biggest parts of a wedding is the bride's wedding dress. So one of the most exciting parts that actually made me feel like a bride, because a lot of us COVID brides don't feel like brides because we feel like we're never gonna get married, but Waters Bridal really made me feel so beautiful. I walked out of there with 3 dresses. 3! This is the original plan.
What do you need 3 dresses for?
It's a moment. I originally planned to walk down the aisle in one dress, to have my first dance in one dress, and to have what I coined the getaway dress, which was a fabulous moment where I would just rush off into the sunset with Adam. But that is not gonna happen.
Record screech.
I'm only having one dress now. The dress that I'm choosing to walk down the aisle to was not my original dress that I was gonna walk down the original aisle to. It's
Plot twist.
completely different. I think that Adam's gonna be surprised, and I hope you love it either way.
Why'd you change it?
Because of the venue. Everything's changing. Everything. So we're also supposed to have a bachelor themed cocktail hour. We were gonna have a rosé wall, and it says, "Will you accept this rosé?" where everyone comes and gets them some rosé, and also a picture moment for you to stand there and get your little picture taken at our wedding. But since we were down to 20, rose wall just doesn't make sense. Also, just with COVID in general, doesn't make sense either.
We're also supposed to have, I think it was a 13-piece band for our reception. I mean, it had...
that was one thing Adam was like, this is what I want at my wedding.
I don't care what we're having. Emerald City is coming. They are going to perform, and they're the best band, hands down. They were going to do not only a cocktail hour for us, but also our reception, and literally just tear down the roof. But we got in touch with Carl over at Emerald City. He's going to have more of like a quartet that's going to come and play music in the background, and we're going to have more pre-recorded music that will play during our dances and whatnot. But it's still going to have a feel of like that like old school band that's coming and playing, and there's no other band that I'd rather have than Emerald City.
So lastly, before we get off here, I just wanted to share with you some of the things that really helped us to navigate through this chaotic time. I would say the first thing was we sat down and we asked each other, what's important to you, what's important to me, and how can we combine this? And let's make this the focal point of our marriage instead of everything else.
I just wanted to have, regardless of anything, even if we eloped, I wanted to just have the tux and the dress moment. That's all I wanted, and I would have been happy.
One thing that was important to both of us is that our family was safe. So Adam's dad lives in California, my parents live in Arkansas. They would definitely have to travel to come to the wedding. And then all of our guests were pretty much all over the country. That was something that we didn't want to risk for our family. It was very, very important to us that everyone stay safe, happy, and healthy. The other thing, we didn't want to get married without our parents being there. So we used that as a guiding factor of the decisions that we were going to make for our wedding from there on out. Cutting the guest count, getting COVID testing available for all of our guests, and also social distancing, and doing what we can by having plated meals and taking care of ourselves before the wedding as well. So with that being said, I'm ready to marry you. I hope you're ready to marry me.
Let's make it happen.
And thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and follow me on Raven Nicole Gates on IG. And also, if you find me, you can find Adam. If you think I should change my name to Raven Nicole Godchalk after I get married, let me know. But if you think that's too confusing, also let me know. Hope you have a wonderful week and a beautiful day, and we will see you soon.
See ya.